Erotica Dirty Secrets Collection. Everything from first experiences, hot, explicit erotic sex stories. Written by Rachel Wilde. Narrated by Sandra Peterson.
I was sweating again. I closed my eyes and tried to calm my thudding heart. I saw her there, in my mind. I remembered every detail, how her hazel eyes crinkled when she smiled, the way the left side of her lips curled more than her right when she laughed, the look on her face when we made love, her soft, sensitive neck. I could still see the few freckles that lay speckled across the bridge of her nose. All of that was still mine, but I knew it wouldn't last. Holding on to her image for 2 weeks had been a miracle. I just had one last promise to keep. I was jostled by the nervous girl sitting next to me. She was littered with piercings, proclaiming her to be a courageous rebel. Her jitters spoke of the same fear I felt. They had packed us in like sardines on little plastic chairs that looked like they belonged in some school lunchroom. Most of us would leave disappointed, and I prayed I was one of them. I had only promised to show up. I hadn't promised to succeed. Most of the contestants were younger than I. I closed my eyes again to shut out their youthful anxiety. I took a few deep breaths and brought the image of Amber back into my mind. It was still so easy to see her. I knew my memory, such a weak tool, would begin to fail. I had pictures, but they weren't the flowing 3D I could call up in my psyche, still so beautiful and perfect. I heard the door open and hoped it wasn't for me. "Sandy Riggers." I opened my eyes as the smartly dressed woman wearing a headset called out the name. A bouncing blonde 3 rows away jumped up excitedly. I was just as excited for her. I had been here for over half a day and knew the auditions had to be coming to a close. It was a long shot to be chosen, and I had never won a lottery. I had my bad luck going in my favor. I closed my eyes again and spent more time with the memory of Amber, my wife. "Ken Fisher." The lady had returned and blessedly called out a name which was not mine. I didn't open my eyes this time as Ken gave a quick cheer and I heard him head quickly to the door. I wished it would end. I was hoping he was the last, but no one dismissed us. I tried to breathe slowly. My pulse was still racing, and I needed it to slow down. It was getting too late for it to continue much longer. "Last one," the woman called when she returned 15 minutes later. I could feel the emotions shift as one in the room. The silence was deafening. I closed my eyes again and saw Amber smile. Her face shifted slowly to a look I knew all too well, the mischievous one, the expression that lovingly told me I had no choice in the matter. My heart plummeted to my stomach and I knew the next words before they were spoken. "David Thaxton?" The groans were loud as hopes were dashed, mine included. My hands were shaking as I opened my eyes, armed only with a promise. I stood slowly, trying to stall as fear mixed with my sorrow. "God, you're lucky, man," the pin-cushioned girl said as I stood. I looked at her, sweat forming on my brow. I was about to say something, maybe offer her my place. The promise kept me from that escape. I just shook my head and headed toward the door I wished was miles away. The woman with the headset led me down the hall. She was babbling quickly in an indifferent manner about what I was to expect. I stopped listening after she told me I was to stand on a small red X on the stage. I was met just off the stage by a young man who fitted me with a wireless mic. He warned me not to touch my chest while I was out there. A man in a green shirt came up and wiped my brow and quickly put some kind of powder on my face. He warned me the lights would be bright and I should just look at the judges. I closed my eyes again and saw Amber smiling. It didn't slow my heart, but I didn't feel so alone.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?